Mi gente, you already know who it is. It's the radioactive Poppy Danny Limelight, United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. And make sure you tune into the Alliance blog every week. You heard it here first. Straight from Poppy.
Okay, guys, we're back. Did you miss us? Because we missed you.
Rules?
There are no rules.
What rules?
This is a revolution, damn it!
You'll hear things you've never heard before.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Who are those guys?
And then there's the other guys.
We're the other guys. We're the guys nobody ever bets on.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
It's time for the Other Alliance Guys podcast with your hosts, Tim, Dave, and Jeremy.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and what can we tell you? We are the Other Alliance Guys, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. Charlie Murphy, your number one source for news and information for the National Wrestling Alliance. My name is Tim. I am Mr. Wrestling 665 today, the neighbor of the beast. And I am joined by my colleagues in pod, my brothers in arms. Championship Wrestling from Jeremy. Nobody puts Jeremy in the corner. Nobody.
I got put in the corner a lot.
And
remember this with the nose?
Really? DDP Bang, baby. That's what started it all right there. And the undisputed, undefeated, defending and reigning fantasy booker of the Alliance, Mr. David Schubert. How are you, Dave?
Doing good. Doing good.
Good.
Ready for new day and time, but same shit.
That's right. Just the same shit as last time. You could probably just recycle it all.
Speaking of the same shit, I love the poop knife.
The poop knife is fantastic.
I'm old and I had to zoom in and I'm like, oh, okay, Jeremy. Yeah.
As soon as I saw Cut the Crap, I was like, yeah, poop knife.
Yeah, poop knife, man. You got to have the poop knife. Steve G's here. Good to see you, Steve.
What up?
We decided to go on Mondays for a while because it seems to be working out. Willie Bowen, when Millie Vanilli. Did I say Millie Bowen? No, Willie Bowen. What do Millie Vanilli and Tyrus have in common? They're both phonies. Yeah. Hey, Alliance Gold is here. Are you guys on Poob? Sorry. Anyway, what are we getting at? Oh, Dave's pissed today. He's gonna tired of this crap. He's not gonna take it anymore. He's gonna do some fantasy booking. Dave, tell us what you're booking today. What are you done with?
Well, the NWA does their tapings and they put stuff out on Power, and they have really no concept of will this work or won't it work. We can make a pivot, but they're like 2 to 3 months behind. So they can't just on the fly. Get rid of these stupid skits. I was telling Jeremy, this is reminding me of like back in the day of WCW when they had the Cactus Jack bonked his head and was out in the desert and forgot who he was. It's just stupid stuff. These promos that they're doing in these skits, you can easily tell a story in. I don't mind seeing Kyle in there interviewing somebody in ring or at the podium, or even when May used to do backstage. May is no longer there, but else does work for the NWA. So have Alyssa do some backstage interviews. If they're doing backstage interviews, they can do as many takes as they want. If they mess up, they can edit it. But just tell us a quick story. You'd be surprised what a 1 or 2 minute interview package can do for somebody.
All right. We've unleashed the dog, and he's already all over it. I know you're gonna tell us what suggestions you've got around interviews and stuff, but you are always the anchor of the show. You are the meat in this particular dinner that we serve up on Monday nights. So we got to make them wait, Dave. We gotta give them the pablum that is my shit, and then we give them the meat that is Jeremy, and then you are the delicious dessert, my friend. Did you guys watch? Episode 69 of Joe Kazana Promotions? Yeah, you guys want to talk about that?
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about Championship Wrestling from Jeremy, Championship Wrestling from the UWN through Championship Wrestling from Jeremy. Steve G says they had a great main event yesterday. Look, you going to tell us what it is this time?
What's that?
Are you going to tell us what it is this time?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it.
All right, good. Well, we went back down to Knoxville, Tennessee, and we thought to ourselves, let's watch some Joe Kazana Promotions, JCP Southeast, NWA territory, of course. Episode 69 of the series, filmed in Knoxville. Like, it was chopped up into a few shows. We watched one of them at the Ashes Beard and Beer Market, and then we didn't watch one with the Page sisters. Well, we didn't talk about it. I watched it. It was just as good as the one before. So it's the same event that has been going on for a few weeks on the show.
Yeah.
Listen, same. I always like JCP's opening package, guys. They got all the stars, both local and at the NWA level. This time around, they had the Country Gentlemen pitching some local programming on an app, and Aaron Stevens, like they always do. And then I started watching this part, and I thought of you, Dave. Especially, I thought of you because they had Murnoch's talking about how they're going to take on the Troublemakers tonight and defend the NWA World Tag Team titles. And basically, it's just straight up two big hosses saying, we're going to beat you down. And then they had the Country Gentlemen who weren't mentioned. And they get their interview and they say, yeah, we're in this too. Murnoch's is ducking us. And, AJ does all the talking and his brother just, it's kind of like Penn and Teller out there. And then they give us the Troublemakers right here in the local territory. And Glenn Spector and Kanon Christopher.
I think so.
Yeah, and they aren't bad at this promo thing. One guy's better than the other. But, they've been sold over the last few weeks as being with Carson Drake and just causing problems and getting in there. And they're the number one tag team down here. And I thought, Dave, that you would look at this and go, so they gave us 3 weeks, I think, at least 3 weeks of the Troublemakers to show us who they were. And he's gone. So I thought of you, Jeremy, they gave us 3 weeks of the Troublemakers to sell them to us. Then they brought in Knox and Murdoch. Jeez, I'm all over the place today. Murdoch and Knox. And they gave us the Hometown Heroes and the Country Gentlemen. And they're going to put them in a three-way match. And I thought, what an incredibly perfect setup this is. This has been.
Yeah.
Dave, are you ready, Dave? I don't know.
To answer your question, Steve, because there are no kings.
We'll try that. That's better.
Yep. There you go.
Why do you have no crowns? Because there are no kings.
No kings.
I was saying, Dave, that we got a few weeks of the Troublemakers, being the main local team, and then they brought in the World Tag Team Champions, and then they brought in the Hometown Heroes, and what a perfect way to set this up.
Oh yeah, I mean it had a good feel, even though I really don't like three-way matches. It's one of these things of, okay, I could see where the story was going. You have your champs in there. You have the quote-unquote bad guys. whereas they're not all good guys, but you had the bad guy the bad guys of the Troublemakers just talking crap in the ring before the match and right before in the ring. So it's one of these things of I thought it told a good story, and it can either continue storyline wise in JCP, or hopefully down the line I could see Troublemakers maybe in next year's Crockett Cup facing either of these guys and just replay the story.
It was good booking, is what I thought, Jeremy, right? And you know, it's nice to see kind of Murdoch's, you know, walk in and oh look, it's Trevor frickin' Murdoch. He and Mike Knox are here to beat people up, and I thought it was just promo. We're going to the match, and I thought, what else do you want from this show right off the bat? If your little sound bites, right?
Yeah. I wrote down that it's making it a street fight was smart. That kept all 6 of the entrants involved, doing something, moving about the entire match. There were very few powder spots.
Yeah.
They mixed it up into the crowd, up underneath the awnings and stuff, which kept the crowd going and kept them hot the entire time. I enjoyed it all the way around. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to for it being a 3 tag team 6-man match.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, outdoor beer market, not a ton of people there. Troublemakers come out and cut an in-ring promo after we've watched these promos, but you know, it's all edited together. So it was kind of cool, I thought, too, when the Country Gentlemen were out last as the hometown heroes.
Yeah.
And they got a pretty big pop for, you know, out of the 3 teams, they were the ones that they got the big ones. Also, Joe with the book saying, you know, Knoxville, we're home, and everybody cheers, and he goes, but it's a hellhole here anyway. Boo.
I popped for that one.
Yeah.
I also popped for the dodgeball reference from the Country Gentlemen as well. Did you get that? Did you catch that dodgeball reference in their promo?
The dodgeball reference? No.
We could dip. Go back and watch it.
Okay.
AJ does the whole dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Dip, duck, dive, dodge, and dodge. Yeah. It was, yeah, I'll always pop for a dodgeball reference.
100%. What happened in that? I didn't write everything down, but a couple of the highlights, I thought it was a great, a fight right there on in the beer market. From the get-go, this was maybe going to end in the ring, but it wasn't going to, you know, take place in the ring. It was a beer market brawl. You know, Murdoch just says, hey, everybody's here for a fight, so let's make this no DQ. And, you know, free for all. Some of the stuff I liked was the you know, using the environment was pretty good. Like using the real long tables of wood out there and slamming him on that, and you know, just big guys like AJ gets the power slam Knox, and a couple of things I didn't. I'll put Dave back in here if this seems to be working better, I guess. A couple of things I didn't like. There was some of the fight. There's, you know, I get it that we live in an environment where a crowd doesn't necessarily move when the fight goes into the stands.
Yeah.
But I don't know, even if you could have a sense of urgency by having some staff trying to, you know, push people back, because there is a woman with a baby in the beer market. And she's just like, oh, ha, ha, and they're right here.
Yeah.
AJ and the Troublemakers. And I don't know, just maybe get your at least make it seem like you're getting your crowd to a little bit of safety here. That was unfortunate. This one ended with. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, did you see the rain barrel?
The rain barrel.
They bumped into one of those barrels that.
Yeah.
And what did they break there?
I don't know.
They had to have broke something because that thing kept fucking going.
Yeah.
At a steady stream. Yeah. I want to know what they fucked up there.
Yeah. What's his name? CJ? With the glass of beer. Can I have this? Thanks. And then smashing it into someone's head after drinking it. That was good. But this one ends where the troublemakers almost get in their really silly tag team finisher where one kind of monkey flips the other like a whole flip into a standing position, and then he clotheslines someone. Guys, get a new tag team finish. That's brutal. It's difficult to hit, and it's a clothesline.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go off because the AJ basically ducks the clothesline, and then he and his brother get their kind of semi-weird finisher off as well. And then Murdoch gets one of the troublemakers with the high-low and pins it. Good finish, too, where they have the stare down afterwards and with the country gentleman. And, it's the promise of, like, they're coming for the World Tag Team titles as well.
They kept the U.S. They kept the U.S. champs looking strong by not having neither one of them eating the pin.
Yeah.
It was, again, just good booking decisions.
Yeah, GCP's the one so far, I think, guys, that are worth watching. Is it the best one out of all the territories so far, Dave?
I think so, just because, I mean, Joe knows how to do the old school wrestling, even in the new way. And I mean, I loved him doing the, hey, Knoxville, you guys suck.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, just get heat. I mean, he's the promoter, but it's one of those things of just like, I mean, Dusty back in the day. Dusty was the promoter, but he was also a talent. You do what you need to do to get yourself or your wrestlers over. And I mean,
Yep, lost Dave. You know what? One thing I wanted to stress too, though, is the when you're doing an outdoor event, I would suspect that the sound was pretty good for an outdoor event.
Yeah.
But on even an indie indoor event, sound is usually a problem. You've got to make it clear what it is that is happening. Like you have to walk me through it. So Joe's looking in the book at the beginning, like, and you kind of get the impression, he's looking like, can Murdoch make this no DQ? But you don't get the idea, does he want it to be no DQ?
Yeah.
Or is he opposed to it? And also, I couldn't hear what the troublemakers were saying on the mic. Were they for it or were they against it? I was like, I mean, it didn't really matter in the end, but yeah, the clarity's good.
Yeah.
But good. How many punches to the groin would you give this episode of JCPSE?
We'll go -11, which would be a good show.
A good show. That's a good show. It's a good rating, -11. Yeah. Like no punches to the groin.
No punches to the groin is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know, like out of 5 stars, maybe 4. Like we're looking at indies, of course, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Understanding the limitations, I'd give it, I don't know, 3.5, 3.75,
3.864.
What did you think, Dave? What did you think of the show overall? Dave is gone. Dave's having troubles tonight, guys. Well, we'll catch up with Dave. Anyway, good show over. There he is. Are you back?
Sorry. Yeah, we just ended up moving this weekend and got new internet, so it's a little hinky. I thought it was good. It's one of those things that they maybe could have had a 3 to 5 minute squash match just to make the show a little more enticing before the quote unquote triple threat match with the tag teams. But I thought it was good. Each of the teams got something out of it. I mean, Country Gents, they stayed strong. They can now have a storyline, hopefully down the line, with Murnochs. Troublemakers can have a storyline with either of those guys, either of those teams, whether it's in the NWA or at JCP. So, I mean, there really were no losers besides the Troublemakers losing the match itself. All of the teams did well, I thought. It was a good show. I'd give it maybe a 4.5.
Okay. Yeah. On the indie scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a good show. I kind of, it's been a few of them in a row now, and I kind of think, well, you know, maybe this is something I ought to start watching on a regular basis, and yeah, it was good times.
I like that they're not long. They're compact. It's a tight little show, in and out.
Bite size. That's all I want. Especially if, and like, this was something I was thinking about earlier today on my drive to work, listening to a wrestling podcast. The amount of hours that if you're a wrestling fan, which generally would, you know, casual wrestling fan, then you'd probably be watching WWE, maybe AEW. Like, SmackDown's 3 hours, isn't it? And Raw's 2. And, you know, you've got, I guess, once a month, Saturday night's main event for 3 hours. And you've got NXT if you want to watch that. And obviously, like, choice is great, but the amount of hours that are, like, I can't sit down to watch a 3 hour show like SmackDown. I can't do it. I don't have the time or the energy to sit there for 3 hours and watch it. But I love watching like shows like this in bite-sized form. You know, in like where they've taken a larger event and they've chopped it up. I'm 100% okay with it.
Me and James H. Jackson have talked about this, and if we're going no commercials and minimal segments, 45 minutes to an hour 20 is my sweet spot.
Right.
I can digest all of that. Especially, like I said, if you're more in-ring action than you are segment oriented. If you're going to go like the Raw and SmackDown route, where it's more soap opera, dialogue based versus in-ring action, you got to keep me involved in the dialogue part of it, which to an extent WWE kind of does. I blame my mother a little bit for that, watching fucking General Hospital and shit with her growing up. So I'm kind of conditioned to soap opera shit.
General Hospital, that was your show, eh?
General Hospital, All My Children.
I was in Another World guy.
Yeah, my mom was the ABC soaps, not the CBS ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I like that 45 minutes to an hour 20.
Yeah.
And the hour 20 if you've got commercials in it. You know, so 2 hours essentially. A 2 hour show with commercials, I'm okay with. Yeah. But 45 minutes is that prime spot for me.
I think it's built into us those two times. Like 45 minutes is an hour TV show, and then you can get up, get a snack, go, I don't know, water your plant, or do whatever you're going to do, and then you can get back in and watch another one. And like an hour and 20 is a movie, and you can do a movie, right?
Yeah.
No, I agree, and that's the key too. There's just so much. It's the right length. It's a good product. I look forward to next week. Let us talk about the good people at the United Wrestling Network right now in a segment we call Championship Wrestling from Jeremy.
Attention, everyone. One.
School is in session.
Oh, boy, is this great!
Let me talk to you.
Get down to the nitty-gritty.
It's time for Championship Wrestling from Jeremy.
If there is ever another video that Dave makes for you to redo it down the road, I just want like 30 seconds of let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Just over and over again.
So, little behind the curtain, Nacho Libre, is my favorite wrestling movie. Followed very, very close second by Rockin' Wrestling, I think it was, with Dirk Benedict and Roddy Piper.
I remember, yeah.
But the Nacho,
oh man. Well, what's going on in the world of Dave Marquez Productions now?
We had a much better outing this week than we did last week, let me tell you. We started out with Emily May backstage with the Wolf Zaddies. The Zaddies talk about their upcoming match with the Avantage for the UWN World Tag Team title. We then get the opening segment, and then we go straight to the ring for this match. We got the Avantage with main event Daniels and versus the Wolf Daddies or Zaddies. I liked the polar opposite styles here. You've got the straight muscle power of the Wolf Zaddies, and then you've got, I can't even really explain their style, the Desire and Saturn style, because they're just wrestling. They're happy to rely on wrestling and look for openings and slip ups and shit, and utilize that numbers game. And they surprised me in this match. And I think that the Wolf Zaddies would probably say that they were surprised as well. If you put Desire and Saturn together, they still barely make a Che or Bad Dude Tito. But yet they lasted about 15 minutes with the Wolf Zaddies, the UWN Tag Champs, and looked good. They did not walk away with the titles yesterday, but don't sleep on the Entourage.
Right.
It feels weird saying that, but I was impressed.
It's great.
They looked good. We then had Delirium come out on stage. They looked all menacing. Commentary was talking them up. The weird guy smiled oddly, and then they left.
That's it?
Then we got a video package from the aforementioned weird guy from Delirium. He talked about stuff. I don't know what he said, because at that point I started asking myself, well, why didn't you talk on the stage?
Yeah.
You nor your guys didn't leave the stage. The Zaddies didn't leave the ring. There was no in-ring face-to-face. There was no contact. So why not give us this right there. Or why come out at all? Why not play the video package on the screen, the Tron that you've got there? You know, this one took me out of it for a second there. This was the low spot for me of the show this week. I totally blanked on what he was saying, Double D. It totally pulled me out. I just thought it was a weird production decision, and it was so counter to what I'm used to from Dave Marquez. Shit's a little bit tighter. I'm used to shit being a little bit more tighter. They wouldn't have came out on the stage, and if they did, they would have talked instead of having this video package, or they would have ran the video package and not have them come out on the stage. So I just, that left me scratching my head. We then went to a three-way, and commentary kind of explained it, that it's not a number one contenders spot for, I think, the Heritage title, I think they said, but it's like a consideration type thing. Whoever wins will be considered. So maybe we're going to see some more matches down the road like this, and where they, we start working towards a number one contenders tournament, possibly.
Okay.
For a title. But in a lot of ways, this match had the entrance in it. We had Hex, the headbanger extremist. We had Stunt Marshall, and we had Buddy Royal. And the three of those together just give me this Blue World Order, Job Squad, Misfits in Action type vibe.
Pin me and pay me.
You've got Stunt Marshall who has this really sweet, like 4 or 5 inch flat top that has a space in between it that for like a headband, and then at the back and the bottom he's got this really sweet like mullet thing going. Added in with the bleach blonde Hogan-esque fucking mustache that he wears out, and just being an all-around colorful individual from that comes in at 888 pounds. But then you had Hex, as I said, the headbanging extremist who doesn't look like a headbanger. Which kind of like Jim Carrey. I was shocked to find out that Jim Carrey's into shit like Cannibal Corpse and fucking Corrosion of Conformity and just like straight up what I consider death metal. And the guy looks like a fucking accountant.
It's true.
Or in Hex's case, he looks more like a DMV clerk. But the crowd loves him. I want to make sure I put that in there. He is a local favorite, and the crowd absolutely loves him. He got the best pop of the night, other than Danny, but he got a sizable pop. And then you've got Buddy Royal, who got the win in this match, by the way. But he's going by old school Buddy Royal, which is a gimmick similar to one that he used while one half of the Classic Connection with Levi Shapiro back in the day. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. Stunt got some color. Buddy came in, no fanfare really. Some boos here and there, no cheers for him. Had to make people slap his hand as he went around the ring. Hex didn't headbang once, and I can't get invested in a person that won't go to 11 for the gimmick. So
Okay.
I need to see some headbanging the next time around. And I totally agree, Bowen. Hogan is a farce. He's a racist fuck at that.
Yeah.
Okay. We then jump to our UWN World Heavyweight Championship Open Challenge with Danny Limelight as our champ. He comes out and he issues the Open Challenge. And to answer it was the real life action figure, WWE ID tagged. It's Gall. And the guy looks like a fucking action figure.
Really?
Straight up looks like an action figure. This was the match of the week. It was obvious as soon as the bell rang and all the way throughout this match for me why Gall has the ID tag. He took the champ to the edge and came damn close to walking away as the end new.
Really?
He's snug. Everything looked legit. He sold well. He let shit breathe when it needed it. I haven't got to hear him talk yet.
Fuck, he does look like an action figure.
Keep your eyes on him.
He looks familiar.
Keep your eyes on it. He debuted in 2018. So he's been around for about 7 years, and he's good. He's good. I expect to see him in NXT and probably straight to. He'll probably skip the Evolve and go straight on to TV. I would not be surprised at all. He's solid. His work looked great. I didn't see any. I couldn't see through any of it. It looked good. He understands the psychology and everything. They put on a hell of a fucking match. Danny squeaked out the win this week, and I don't know how much longer he can continue on like this. He stared down and came out victorious every time. But with each passing match, the length of the match is longer. The toll on him after the match is more evident. He's happened to dig deeper and deeper into the well to find that strength. He even alluded to it at the beginning of the match as he jumped up on the I need to feel you tonight. I don't want to say that he's realizing it, but I'm starting to.
Right.
It's a matter of time, and it always is when you're carrying gold. You know, this match was a fucking banger. I would put this on I would have put these two on any AEW, WWE, what have you. This match was very fucking good. I highly recommend it. It was, like I said, it was my match of the week. Go watch it. If you're not watching the UWN and all of its affiliates, well, I ain't watching Memphis either. But I am watching the UWN week in and week out again. And I'm happy about that. And you should be too. Yep. It's good when it's good. It's bad when it's bad, and I'll tell you. But if you're not watching the UWN week in and week out, you probably also use Limburger for your grilled cheeses, and that's just fucking nasty. You nasty fucker. And goat cheese probably, too. And head cheese. Ooh, you nasty.
Patrick Morass, in your opinion, should they have crossovers between Memphis and UWN from time to time?
No. I like the idea of having some UWN guys like as champions pop up every now and again, just to keep that world relevant in the titles, keep them from being regional. But
and it has happened.
This is Memphis, and UWN's UWN.
Yeah. Yeah, it did happen. Limelight went down to Memphis.
Yeah.
Years ago with what's his name? The something gun. This guy, the Eternal Champion.
Gun show.
What's that?
Was it the gun show?
Gun show. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Unfortunately, it hasn't been long enough for me. Boom!
Patrick says you're Memphis. The Junior Heritage Division is pretty good.
Yeah, but I also saw where the one guy is now out there with his son.
Oh, really? The Flex and the...
Yeah. I was just like, really, bro?
Limburg and goat cheese, like watching WWE and Tyrus on TV. There will be no sleep, no rest for you, Tyrus. You will never, not as long as Willie draws breath.
Hey, Tyrus is a cheese is a cottage cheese factory. Just saying.
I wouldn't put it on grilled cheese, but goat cheese, nothing wrong with goat cheese. All the other cheeses you mentioned, gross.
I've never had goat cheese. It just popped in my head.
It's delicious. You don't want it on grilled cheese. You want the Kraft singles or whatever you guys got down there. You guys have
government cheese.
What's that?
The government cheese.
Government cheese. There you go.
Hey,
that's the cheese.
Hey, those make the best grilled cheeses still to this day, in my opinion.
Speaking of your buddy Tyrus, I saw something, I don't know where it was. It must have been on Twitter or something. Somebody had posted, yeah, Tyrus, he's no longer wrestling, but he's lost a lot of weight. He's looking good. So I typed in, I'm like, yeah, a couple years ago he lost 10 pounds of something.
Oh, bada boom!
Fucking yes.
That's nice.
Didn't get a response. Like, oh
well. Before we go, Jeremy, before we switched over to Dave, any special shout out to Memphis's, incoming heroes?
Who's their incoming heroes?
Oh, come on!
Oh no!
You're gonna make me do it, aren't you?
Man,
what is the date today? Did we already miss it? We missed Gillberg. No, it's July. June 29th, July 20th. Make this happen. The greatest tag team in the history of professional wrestling.
Those fucking nerf herders, man. No.
We could call them Ellsworth or Gillsworth. I don't know. I got nothing. I promise to stop. I promise to stop torturing you with them. Thank you very much.
25 years past their 15 minutes.
Hey, Goldberg's back in the WWE.
Fuck that guy too. Jesus fucking Christ. Where's the fucking logic in giving that fucking dumbass, I'm going to fucking headbang a fucking door to come out at fucking 50-something plus years old, and that's not going to fuck me up anyway. And you're going to give him a title match? He's lost the last few matches that he fucking did. I don't give a fuck how long he went undefeated in WCW 20 plus years ago.
Oh,
suck
shit.
my asshole, you fuck.
That was such a great YouTube short soundbite right there, and then now it's gone. It's
gone. We can edit that part out.
Yeah, edit that part out, Jay. Edit all that parts, all these parts. Thank you very much, sir. Let us go now. to our fantasy booker. He's pissed off and he won't take it anymore. It's Dave Scooby, fantasy booker, in a segment we call I Respect You, Booker Man. Well, I'm going to put you over there into the spotlight. Dave, man.
Yes.
The title of this episode is Cut the Crap. It's getting rid of the stupid skits in professional wrestling. Tell us about this. Express your anger.
Well, me personally, I want wrestling, not stupid skits. So bring back in-ring interviews. They can further storylines quicker than anything. You're not wasting time and effort on doing these skits that you don't know will work. Sometimes they do. Most of the times they don't. So it's, you can even do backstage interviews. If you mess up, do several takes. Alyssa, I believe, is working with the NWA. Bring her in. She's established. She knows about me. May has moved on, so we'll see what's going on with backstage interviews. I mean, it can tell a story in 1 or 2 minutes rather than stretching it out week after week of, hey, what the hell is going to happen? I mean, it's one of these things, the taping schedule of the NWA, they're 2 to 3 months behind in real time. So make an effort to put this stuff out on YouTube to help further the storylines. It's one of these things of, they just seem to go nowhere. Go back to what worked in the past at other promotions as well as the first couple seasons of NWA. I remember Power at the GPB studios, the podium, Dave Marquez. We may not have Dave, but we have the podium. Bring somebody in. Kyle can even do it. Right now, all Kyle is doing is announcing matches. He's the ring announcer. Use him to your advantage. I mean, if you do in-ring or backstage promos, you get right to the point. And like I said, it's not week after week of, hey, what's going to happen? Oh, got to tune in next week and see what happens at the video store. Why? Just tell me, get to the point. It's one of these things of make it make sense. I mean, it's less is more. Bullet points that can tell a story. Keep it simple. Have the commentary team keep you up to date by either showing the interviews or saying, hey, check out our YouTube channel. This is what so-and-so had to say. This is the response to Tom Latimer. This is Tom's response to EC3. Get everybody involved. Use all your social medias to the best ability that you can. It's not just the time of, hey, tune into this show at this time, and that's everything. Now you have social media, you have YouTube shorts, you have almost every social media has a shorts or a clip area that you can go to that just highlight what that content creator deems important for you to watch. If you like it, you can click a button that takes you to the full interview. Use this to your advantage. And I mean, like I said before, Billy's out on tour, so hopefully he's not in the booth anytime soon. For a guy that can perform in front of hundreds of thousands of people, he needs to stay away from the announce booth. Let Joe do his job. Let Danny be the antagonist. Let them do their deal. And like I've said before, not every match has to have a storyline. Just make it make sense. Sometimes it's just wrestler A versus wrestler B. If you remember back in school, the 5 W's, who, what, why, when, and where. Well, who is your opponent? What and why is the reason? when and where is the time and location. Tell that in a short 1 to 2 minute promo, either live, backstage, or if it's recorded, have it do the inbox during a match of, let's say, EC3's wrestling, and he's been wanting to go back after Tom. Have Tom pop up in a little box or bubble and give a little 30-second, hey, EC3, I see you want to take a chance and come back and win the title that I won from you. Let's make this happen. But before I give you a chance, you have to beat so-and-so. Tell a story that way. It enhances the storyline, and it's quick and easy. You're not stretching it out week after week after week. Like I said, I mean, the highlight promo can either make a wrestler or break a wrestler. It can help that feud. It's one of these things that you never know what's going to happen until it does happen. Now, it's just over a month till NWA Power makes its debut Tuesday, July 29th at 8 p.m. on Roku. I'm just hoping that they do best foot forward and that they cut out all the crap. Pay-per-views or signature live events for people to buy anymore. So show your champions, have championship matches on Power, make it worth your while to watch. That if you're not in the United States and you have to do a VPN to watch it, make it worth your while of going out and buying that VPN to watch these shows that you're going to see championship matches. That, I mean, it's the best. Use the territories to build up talent that can end up facing NWA wrestlers out on the territories. Carson Drake has been doing a tour of the territories defending that TV title. He's been doing a good job. Send him out and use his promos on a tour of the territories to then have some of his opponents finally show up on Power to go for a second shot at that title. It's one of these things of you never know what's going to happen until it does happen. You have to give it a shot. If it doesn't work, back to the drawing board. But in my opinion, I'd bring back NWA USA. Use that as a highlight show with Alyssa of what's working. Show the territory channels so they can check it out on YouTube. And I mean, the territories and NWA have to be in sync some way or somehow. So if a champion's out defending titles, you mention that on Power. You maybe even show a few clips of that person out on the territories. But it's one of these things that Power is a TV show. A TV show takes place in 1, 2, or 3 locations. And like I was talking to Jeremy, when you go see a Smashing Pumpkins concert, the setup on stage is 75 to 95% the same wherever they perform.
Right.
The same thing should be into effect with the NWA. Have the setup very familiar, so when you look at it, you're not going, hey, what is this? It's something that has a familiar look, and you're not questioning what's happening. That if you look at something and it's different every time you look at it, it could affect how you watch that show if you indeed continue watching it. So make it comfortable, make it inviting. That if you see something and you enjoy it, you're going to watch it. If you don't enjoy it, you're probably going to pass on the next showing.
Yeah.
Roster, sometimes rotate your wrestlers in and out, put some of your champions out onto the territories, see who your next generation of wrestlers is going to be. And I mean, like I've said before, going forward, the best of the best on Power for Roku. Titles and storylines don't need to be stretched out. You can tell them in 3 to 4 weeks. And right now, it's time for a spoiler. So I'll give you a couple seconds that if you want to step away, you can, but it is a spoiler. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I believe it's this week's Power or next week's, but within the next couple weeks, you're going to see the Country Gentlemen lose the U.S. tag titles to the Southern Six, which took place at Hard Times 5, March 22nd. Took place in Dothan, Alabama. That was a 3-month delay. Now, this is not working. 3-4 weeks, maybe. I can forgive that. But in this time of instant results on the internet, and now just going on to Roku, you got to put your best foot forward. If you can make some adjustments, if the NWA makes adjustments on tapings and the lag time of the broadcast, 3 to 4 weeks is okay with me. It's one of these things of you got to do better.
Right.
I don't have a stake in it. I don't pay the money to tape these events, but you can still have these events and show some of these matches, but pick the best of the best. You don't have to show the whole the whole wrestling event. Pick the top 5 matches of your top 15 of your 15 matches you have and make that into 2 shows. Use your TV tapings and maybe a tale of the territories, what's happening out on the territories for a best of show, and you have 6 weeks easy programming. So if you do a taping every 5 to 6 weeks, that's cool. But you have to make it watchable. If you're going to, if you don't care, if Billy doesn't care and this is just a play toy for him, and Roku is as far as he wants to go, that's cool. If not, you got to step up or step out. There's other people. There's other people that can help you. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Could not agree more.
That's all I have.
Excellent stuff, Dave. As always, some comments here. $50 a stream. All right, that's awesome. He does say down here, I mean Jeremiah Plunkett. So since Jeremiah Plunkett's your NWA Mid-America champion, why don't we get him on YouTube? You do, but on what we just watched today on Joe Kazana. Joe Kazana? Yeah, Joe Kazana Promotions, right? He's in the video package. We haven't seen him in a little bit, but he's not on the main roster. And yeah, I mean, like it's part of the whole territories deal, and what Dave's been talking about, how like we're not really using them correctly right now. And bring back USA. I couldn't agree more. That would help. Who is the backstage announcer they got now in the NWA? Do they have anybody?
I don't know.
What happened to Sam Laterna? I know she was kind of filling in for May for a while, and then May came back. And
I don't know.
Listen, it's an hour. That's not bad. That's okay. May Valentine, Double D. She left for a bit and then she came back. I think she had a conflict and there was some confusion around it online. It was a few years ago, but she's part of the company, I guess, that is what I'm being told. But Sam Latourna filled in. I thought Sam was pretty good over in MLW.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, guys, where can they find you on the social medias? Alliance-wrestling.com, your number one source for news and information. At the Alliance blog on all of the social media stuff, the Heebees, the Poobs, the Kicks, all that good stuff. Where can they find you, Dave?
You can find me Instagram, X, and Blue Sky at Dave Scooby. And like I've said before, if you have any ideas for fantasy booking or rebooking of the past, just let me know.
I do, Dave. I've got one for you for next week. What would have happened if Rick Rude hadn't have gotten injured?
That's a good one.
He only wrestled for 12 years. He was only active for 12 years.
Yeah.
Whenever he passed, he was only 41.
Rick Rude.
You know who made me think of that? Oddly enough, Sammy fucking Callahan.
Oh.
I don't know why. It made me. I saw Callahan and I was like, God, that guy's a fucking heat magnet. Also, his head makes him look like he'd be a lot taller than he is.
That's true.
But it got me thinking who, and I immediately went to Rick Rude with the wrestler's wife on his tights and stuff, you know, or the wrestler on his tights.
That's right.
Know? And it made me look him up. Because I knew he was around for a minute, but not long. I knew he was one of the Minnesota guys.
Yep. Yeah.
And that was he never held major gold or main event gold in major companies. He was always international.
Yeah,
just champion or tag champion or something.
He had, yeah, you're right. But he had big gold once when it didn't matter.
Once, yeah,
it didn't matter. Yeah,
yeah.
Where can they find you, sir?
You can find me over on Facebook at Jeremy Miller, and hit me up on Blue Sky. I do pop on there whenever I remember it.
I don't have social media, but I am quietly making at the Alliance blog accounts on sites like True Social right now. Just putting this out there so that J. Cal will freak out. I'm just going to do I'm going to find sites that allow you to, have email addresses. I don't know any, but I'll find them and I'll just make them for the Alliance blog because we're everywhere. We're on everything. Pornhub.com/the Alliance blog.
I will do
you can find Rolando Freeman hanging out with
OnlyFans under the Alliance blog banner.
Yeah, that's a good one. OnlyFans is a good one. We could probably do that. I don't know. I don't have social media right now. That'll change at some point, I'm sure. But more importantly, join us every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for the Alliance Guys podcast with Jake, Al, DKM, and Jaden. We got to get the info here on when Devin Dowling and Jay sit down and hash dust. We got to update some of this stuff. And every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. It's the pre-party for Power with Jay Cal. Also kind of loosely affiliated out there is What does Roz call his podcast? Alliance at Night?
Yeah.
Yes. So the family grows. We're at 6,500 followers almost. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here with us. Until next time, see you at the matches.
Thanks for joining the stream. This has been a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. We genuinely appreciate your support. Would you consider subscribing so you'll never miss a future episode? I'd also like to remind you we do a live stream every Tuesday at 5 p.m. before NWA Power. You can find us on social media at The Alliance Blog. And until next time, we are The Alliance.